Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue building the Tamiya DT-04 Fighter NXGEN kit. And we're going to be working on steps 8, 9, 10, 11, which is basically putting together the rear end of the car. So let's get started right here in step 8. First, we're going to be attaching the rear lower arms, and we're going to need the gearbox assembly that we put together in the last video. And let's see, we're gonna start in this position, and we're gonna be putting on the two arms, which are D6. Okay. We need the pins that were still remaining in the A parts bag. And we're going to be using, let's make sure we use the correct ones. Looks like it's going to be the longer ones. Yep, it's going to be the longer ones. Let's see, so let's make sure we orient these properly, and they look like they're identical. All right, so we're going to be putting them on like this right here, and the pin is going to go through here, and we're just going to push it through once I find the correct position, and then just going to give it a few turns. All right, should look like that. And make sure it's the same on the other side. Okay, so that is step 8. Let's move on to step 9. We're going to turn this over, and we're going to put on the, looks like are the upper arms. And I believe those are on a different tree. They are going to be these two right here. All right, let's make sure it's oriented correctly. Looks like it's going to be this way and this way. So it should end up looking like, we're going to go to, I'm going to pin them to these two. All right, and I think it's going to be the shorter pin. Yep. Okay. And this time we're going to be putting the pin this way. And we're going to put it in like this. Same thing. All right. And just make sure the curve of the arm is in that direction. All right, next we're also going to put in the drive cups, which are N2 on both sides. And let me see, it's going to be these two right here. All right, and before we put them in, we need to put a little bit of grease. But let's go ahead and try to dry fit this. All right, you'll notice it's going to seat all the way flush. All right, so again, I kind of prefer to put the grease in there and insert it. Okay. Let's do this side. And just keep turning it until it goes all the way in. Okay, it should look like that when you're done. And it looks like we are done with step 9. Let's go ahead and work on the uprights. and step 10. And first we need to find B14 on both sides. And I believe it's going to be this piece right here. There's identical trees, so it's going to be these two. All right. We're also going to need N1, which should be these two right here. And I want to point out, this is very important. You want to make sure when you clip it so that it's smooth. You do not want to leave a little burr there. I had a friend who put together a TT-02 and I couldn't figure out why one of the wheels wouldn't turn very well. And when I took it apart, I noticed there was a big spur on his wheel axle. So make sure you look out for that. And again, we're going to be using my bearings. These did not come with the car. I bought these aftermarket. Actually, I had this set. You would be using the plastic bushings otherwise. These are different sizes. I will, however, leave a link to where you can buy a set of bearings for this car. I think it's this one. Okay. So we're going to need, we're going to need one in here. Just make sure it's the right one. Okay. And then we're going to put the axle through, and we're going to need to put some oil. Before we do that, I'm just going to take this back out. Okay, and let's get everything ready for the next part because it's going to be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to pin the bottom first, put a pin through this to secure the upright to the lower arm. And so we're going to put that pin through here and push that through. And once it's through, I'm going to give it a few turns. All right, and we have the shorter pin ready. Right here, it's also going to go there. But before we do, we need to put the axle and the dog bone in. So let me put that there. And push that through all the way. Okay. All right. And then we're also going to need the two dog bones. And we're going to grease over here on these two pins. So we're going to put one end in the drive cup and meet the other end with the wheel axle. And we just have to line up that cutout to the two pins there. So it's going to lock in like this. And again, we already have the short pin ready to go. So we're just going to push that through here. And let's take a look, double check. It's going to be the hole. It's going to be this hole right here on the left. And if you do it in this sequence, it's going to be the easiest way to put these together. All right. Same thing. Let's go ahead and pin the upright to the lower arms first. And this time the pins are going to be this way. And let's just double check. It's going to be the longer pin on the bottom. So it's going to be this one. Okay, once we have that in there, we can go ahead and add some grease. Then put it in the drive cup. Line it up with the wheel axle. And line that up. And we're going to be putting the pin through here. Okay. Just make sure both arms still works. Make sure the axles turn. All right, we're ready to go. Now we're done with step 10. Let's go ahead and do step 11, which is to attach the bulkhead. And we're going to assemble it first and then attach it to the rear end here. And the parts are here on the M tree. Looks like we're going to need this piece, this large piece, and also this piece. I don't know if you can tell, but this tree is made of a more flexible plastic, which makes sense. This is going to be part of the suspension. You want it to have a little bit of give. Okay, set that aside. So let's start here first. And let's see how this goes. I believe, see, the other side is full of cutouts, so it's going to be this side facing me. And let's go ahead and do the top first. These screws are going to come from here. And so this piece, these are going to go away from me. And it's going to line up to these two holes. So it's going to go something like that. I believe it. A little bit awkward, but I believe this is the way it goes. Okay. Oh, it does snap. Does it snap on? Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab MA3, which are the longer white screws. Okay, and then flip to the other side. Actually, let's put this on first. Let's measure it. So these two dents are going to line up with those two. Okay, and now we're going to be using also MA3s. Okay, I thought I made a mistake there. Okay, there you go. There's the bulkhead. We're ready to attach this to the gearbox. And let's see. So we're going to be putting 4 screws. Looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 onto 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me line up one. And we're going to be using MA4s this time. So it's going to be the shorter of the dark screws. And let me just put one in to set its spot. Okay. There we go, and we're done with putting together the entire rear end here. Okay, and I think in the next video we're going to be working on the dampers, correct? And we're going to put them onto here. So let's go ahead and wait for the next video. So if you're building this kit and this video helped you, I'd appreciate if you click that like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.